Corporation. And so it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the Vice President and the Executive Director of the OIST Promotion Corporation, Dr. Robert Baughman. Dr. Baughman received his education in chemistry at Harvard University, completing his PhD in 1974. He served as assistant and associate professor at Harvard before assuming the role of director of its graduate program in the neurosciences. Before joining OIST, Dr. Baughman was for 8 years the Associate Director for Technology Development, Office of the Director, NINDS, the National Institutes of Health. Dr. Baughman.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. And I would like to add my thanks to Dr. Dorfans, to all of those who've taken the time to attend today, and particularly those who've contributed to make this symposium a reality. As you've heard from Dr. Dorfan, it's part of the mission of OIST to be the focus for the establishment of a research and development community in Okinawa that extends far beyond the program here on the campus at OIST. Our commitment is to build both a world-class research university and at the same time to contribute to the development of a self-sustaining economy based on science and technology here in Okinawa. To achieve this, we need to learn from other examples of R&D clusters in Japan and elsewhere in the world, and to use the resources of OIST and Okinawa to the best advantage. Our first step is to invite to this symposium some of the leading experts in the world in creating and analyzing successful R&D clusters. Our keynote speaker today is Philip Yeo, who will set the scene by telling us about Singapore's experience in building economic development based on science and technology. Singapore provides one of the most intensive and successful efforts in the world. This introduction will provide an excellent foundation for our roundtable discussion of the opportunities and challenges in building a successful R&D cluster here in Okinawa. As you will see, for our roundtable, we've invited an outstanding group of experts who will help us focus on the key issues for successful growth. But I'd like to emphasize that you in the audience are also part of our effort. We have here in this room a cross-section of the leading members of the R&D and economic development community in Okinawa. And you're all also key players in this. As indicated after the symposium this morning, over the next day and a half, we will hold an intensive workshop to follow up on the points that we raise here and to recommend steps for us. We will make the recommendations of the symposium and the workshop available afterward. We'd like to emphasize here that this symposium and the workshop are just the beginning of a new effort at OIST. And this is in cooperation with the Japanese government, the Prefecture of Okinawa, and international partners to build a thriving research and development community here in Okinawa. We hope to see many of you at more events like this in the future as we go forward on this important and exciting voyage. In addition to its people, Okinawa has tremendous natural beauty and geographic advantages that will work together to support this effort in science and technology. Thank you again for attending and for contributing to our effort. Before we start